Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire potential briefing for Friday, June 13th. Looking at our impact map for today, we do have some breezy, dry conditions here across southern Utah and eastern or southeastern Nevada, as well as the Sierra Front. We've had large fires in these areas the last couple of days. Have to watch that. Isolated shower or thunderstorm up in the four northern reaches of our Idaho mountains. Otherwise, they'll be drying out and getting hot and dry in all areas as we go into the weekend. Over the past 24 hours, there was another batch of light precipitation skirting northern areas, along with a couple of dozen lightning strikes. Now, it was really Wednesday into Wednesday night that northern areas, the Idaho mountains, got peppered with well over 1,000 lightning strikes. We can zoom in and see them all here. They came with wetting rains, about a tenth of an inch to a quarter inch in a lot of areas, some locally heavier downpours. But when you get this much lightning, you always tend to get a little bit that hits a drier spot. And we saw quite a bit of new starts up there. We'll be watching this weekend as hotter, drier weather comes in the timber. Sometimes you get holdovers several days to a week after the lightning. So we'll keep watching that. But a lot more fire activity. We had our large fires of 500 to 1,000 acres plus across Ely's area, and also one that popped up over southern Utah yesterday. So things are increasing. Precipitation percent of normal over the past week. We did have some wetness about 7 days ago or 8 days ago down south, otherwise quite dry across central and northern areas. ERCs kind of all over the place. They got wetted down south, but you see the upward arrows and the yellows. A lot of these yellows were green before. We're starting to dry out very rapidly, given by the recent fire activity, and it seems some of our heavier fuels are actually ahead of this. Also, we were quite dry in the Salmon Chalice area, eastern Idaho mountains, and they got some wetness recently, and they've decreased, but it's all going to reverse. So this map will be changing quite a bit from day to day, but one thing that has stayed quite constant was the long-term drought over the last 6 to 12 months across southern areas, now creeping into central areas, large areas of severe to extreme drought in these orange to red shades, and even some moderate drought that has popped up in parts of eastern Idaho and western Wyoming. It's all expected to continue through the summer. 100-hour fuels areas in the gold is where we are in the mid to upper single digits. Moistened up quite a bit in Idaho, but there are some drier pockets here and there. We're going to be drying out. You see this tannish shade through here. This is a fairly dry air mass. Pretty gusty winds aloft from the southwest, 35, 40 knots in a lot of areas. You can see our 7-day fire potential through here. The recent rains and higher humidity have temporarily moistened things up north. The humidity down there up north will be drying out into the teens to low 20% range, and then single digits across much of our central and southern regions. You also look at those areas with the wind. So where we had some of that fire activity recently in southeast Nevada and southern Utah, the winds will be picking up again 25 to 30 miles an hour, as well as off the Sierra Front, the typical afternoon zephyr winds. And then for Saturday, not much change. Offshore low pressure, still a moderate southwest wind gradient, still drier air infiltrating. See PSA starting to yellow up a little bit more. And moderate breezes again on Saturday that we see through here along with the single digit RH. Now on Sunday, again, similar story. We'll be watching this low pressure area carving out across the Pacific coast. Slowly, we are drying things out a little bit up in Idaho as well. You see more of a ring of brown across our southern areas. See our winds, not critical, but 15 to 25 miles an hour across many areas, combined with extremely low humidities, 5 to 7%. So we'll have to watch this weekend for some issues here. 3-day precipitation totals through here. You can see maybe just some isolated stuff right along the northern periphery of our area. Otherwise, we're drying out, and there will be a change. There'll be another system, a little frontal system coming through early next week. See the area in green, maybe some isolated showers or thunderstorms, or maybe even scattered. Southern areas stay dry and windy. You have to monitor that. Trough passes on through on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, another trough up north, but we will be on the drier side, getting drier winds through much of the region as we go into the middle part of next week as our PSAs gradually continue to dry out. 7-day precip totals, a lot of this in the first 2 or 3 days well up north. Otherwise, we're bone dry, and the monsoon staying well down south of the border for now. 8 to 14, the outlook. Above normal temperatures for eastern and central areas, maybe a little cooler up in the north and west. Overall, a drier than normal signal. The monsoon may start getting going, but south of our area still. This concludes our briefing. We start 7-day operations this Sunday. We'll be having these briefings 7 days a week until the end of fire season starting this Sunday. Have a great weekend.